Many people think that if a toilet flushes weakly or makes gurgling sounds, it must be clogged. But in many cases, the real cause lies in the venting system, a pipe that most homeowners almost never pay attention to. When this system malfunctions, the entire drainage system starts to become unstable. That's when the toilet flushes weakly. The sink gurgles, has a slight odor, or clogs repeatedly despite being cleared many times. Many think that as long as the pipe isn't blocked, water will flow. But in reality, the drainage system also needs air. When water rushes down the pipe, air must enter behind it to balance the pressure. If there is a lack of air, the water flow weakens and becomes unstable. It's like when you pour water from an upside-down bottle. The water comes out in spurts instead of a steady stream. The drainage system works in much the same way. That is why the system needs a vent. This pipe usually goes straight up to the roof. Its job is to bring air into the system, keep pressure stable, help water drain faster, and vent out odors. It sounds simple, but if the vent line has a problem, the whole system starts acting erratically. For a toilet to flush strongly, it needs enough water and a steady flow of air inside the pipe. When you flush, the water must rush down fast enough to create suction to pull waste away. If the system lacks air, the flow will be weaker, toilet paper easily gets stuck, waste drains slower, and the toilet clogs more easily. Lack of flushing force from the tank. This is a very common cause. For example, if the water level in the tank is too low, the valve doesn't open fully, the fill valve is weak, the flush button sticks, or the chain is too short or too long, then not enough water is released to create a strong siphon effect. One detail many people forget: beneath the rim of the toilet, there are many small holes that spray water when flushing. After a few years, mineral deposits and rust build up, making these holes smaller. The result is a weak whirlpool, poor flushing, and a tendency for odors and clogs. In many cases, the toilet isn't broken, it's just that the water holes are clogged with sediment. When you flush the toilet and the water level rises high before draining, there is a gurgling sound and it clogs easily. The cause is an obstruction inside the drain line. It could be a minor clog from sediment, paper, or foreign objects in the trap. Why does the sink gurgle when flushing the toilet? This is a common sign that the venting system is not working properly. At this point, the pipe tries to pull air from the sink or floor drain. Air passing through the water creates a gurgling sound. It is a sign that the water pressure inside the system is unstable. When the protective water seal disappears, foul odors begin to rise into the house. That is the reason for a faint sewer smell. Normally, the water in the toilet should remain still. Sometimes, the water in the toilet moves on its own. It might ripple, bubble, or fluctuate slightly. This usually happens when another fixture is being drained. For example, when the washing machine drains or another toilet flushes, water from an upstairs bathroom flows down the pipes. A large volume of water flows through the drainage system very quickly. This sudden flow changes the air pressure inside the pipe. If the vent pipe is blocked or not working properly, the system cannot get enough air from the vent. Therefore, it begins to pull air from nearby fixtures. That is why the water in the toilet can move. The vent pipe end is usually on the roof, so it is easily blocked by leaves, bird nests, dust, debris, or small animal carcasses. When the pipe end is blocked, air can no longer circulate properly and the entire system begins to malfunction. Common installation errors. The first mistake is the vent pipe running horizontally too low. When flushing, water splashes inside, causing sediment to accumulate over time. A proper system requires the vent pipe to go vertical as soon as possible. Second mistake: placing the vent pipe too far from the toilet. When flushing, negative pressure suction will pull the water out of the odor trap. The result is foul odors, gurgling sounds, and a weaker toilet flush. Third mistake: using the wrong fittings. When connected incorrectly, sewage can be forced directly into the vent pipe. Airflow inside becomes turbulent, causing the system to make noise and operate unstably. The fourth mistake is that the vent pipe is too small, failing to supply enough air, which slows down drainage. The fifth mistake is that the vent pipe is installed too low. When flushing forcefully, wastewater rushes past the vent opening at high speed. Some water may splash or rise up into the vent pipe. Over time, the vent becomes dirty, restricting airflow and causing the system to lose pressure balance. That is when the problems begin. Many plumbing systems are installed incorrectly from the start. Common errors include incorrect pipe slopes, too many 90-degree elbows. Sharp turns restrict the flow. As a result, water drains slowly, waste gets stuck easily, and toilets clog more often. The fix is to maintain the proper technical slope, usually about 1/4 inch per foot for horizontal drain pipes. Reduce unnecessary 90-degree elbows. Prioritize using long sweep elbows whenever possible. Avoid sharp turns. Use gentler directional changes for better drainage. Installing the vent system properly helps stabilize air pressure within the system. Avoid excessively long or unnecessarily winding drain pipes. Use the correct pipe size. Pipes that are too small are more prone to clogging. As a result, water drains faster, less waste accumulates, toilets flush stronger, and the risk of recurring clogs is reduced.